Hi everybody, today I am giving the Criss Cross Poof method another try. This is already slipping around to that doesn't bode well. I'm using 10-inch mesh this time. You go in. Whatever. I'm using 10-inch mesh this time. It's a spring mesh. Really? I'm having issues already. It's a spring mesh. You can't really... It's super thin, first of all, which makes me think this is not a great idea. But it's pink, kind of this minty blue, and a little bit of purple. So I mean, Easter colors, but when I saw it, all I was thinking of was like a candy Christmas wreath. And I've been wanting to use it, but I didn't know what to use it for. But now I have something because I want to test this out. And you can't see it, I have two little clamps right here that hold down the piece of wood that my makeshift tripod thing is attached to. So I'm just gonna stick this on here, and it's gonna hold it. Look at that! Oh, wow! I'm actually gonna move it to this clamp. Okay, that makes maybe a little bit more sense. Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to do this the exact same way I did the other one. If you want like detailed instructions on how this is done, I'm going to again link Busy Bee Creations, because I watched her make one of these last night and I was like, oh my god, how did she do that so quickly? I mean, y'all know how slow I am, but it was still like impressively fast. Alright, so I'm going to start with the short ones. These are, again, with the layout. There's a full pipe cleaner at every weld. There was a full pipe cleaner in the middle of the welds. This one's on the outside, this one's on the inside, and across from every one of those you're going to put a half pipe cleaner, because we don't need a full pipe cleaner because we're not going to put ribbon in everything, which I loved. I loved how that looked on the last wreath. That was like, finally, a little breathing room. Alright, so I'm just going to scrunch this up. And I saw another problem when I was making, I'm sure it was a Christmas one, I just don't even remember what it is anymore, of the North Pole one. My mesh kept getting like twisted, so I'm gonna make an effort to keep it straight, which should be easy because it's straight on the roller right now. Good there. And I worked out a little math because I wanted it to be poofier. I can do, there's 24 spaces where I need to make poofs. So dividing that into 360, you get 15, I think. Is that right? Yeah. But you have to account for this little bit here, and the little bit we're going to use to jump up to here when we go to do our full ones and when we end. So I'm going to do 14, which equaled out to like 336 inches, and the Deco mesh is 360. So, you know, there's your daily math lesson that you probably didn't care about. Alright, and I'm going to keep this right here. This is my 14 mark on my cutting board, and I'm going to go and keep this relatively straight as I can, all the way to 0, jump up to here. Get that in there, and I'm just going to bend these back because I felt like I spent a lot of time cutting them last time. Okay, now I'm making sure that my sides are under again, going from 14 to 0. I wasn't going to film anything today because I feel disgusting. You know, I have those days where you're just like, oh, I just feel so gross. My stomach was bothering me last night, and I didn't have anything for dinner, and then later on I got up and ate some crackers or something, but I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, it feels good. So I had, you know, my same breakfast I do almost every morning, and I was immediately like, ugh. So I was sick a couple times, and I was feeling down and depressed and anxious. I said, I'm gonna film a video. I'm gonna talk as much as I want. And if it takes me 12 hours to export, so be it. I don't like pushing these down, so. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. It is, today is the 30th, I think. April. Yeah, I haven't had a lot going on. I'm just like, where are we at? What's going on? Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? Well, it's always obvious to me who's lying, but I guess that just depends on your perspective. I want to be able to go to the doctor. That's all I want. Like, I don't care about going to Hobby Lobby. I'm probably not going to shop at Hobby Lobby again after how they treated their employees throughout this, but I don't care about like going places because everywhere I go is still open. I want to be able to go to my doctor's office without fear of getting sick. My doctor is back in the office after being called off to hospital duty for a couple of weeks, and the medical assistant was like, you can come in and see her if you want to, and I was like, I could, but I don't know. I think if you don't remain cautious after they tell us it's okay to stop being so cautious, then that's how we get in trouble. So I am going to, you know, hang on, rough it out as much as I can. It's not like bad, like my stomach just hurts. And I can almost guarantee it is because I have been eating literally a garbage can full of garbage every day. Like, I'm usually on a very strict, low fat, low carb, lean protein diet. And I have just been like going wild. Partly because I was like, okay, well, I just kind of have to buy what they have. And then another part is like, well, I just need something convenient. So, I mean, but that's no excuse. And I also lost 18 pounds when I had the norovirus at the beginning of all this. So I think that gave me extra leeway to be like, I can eat whatever I want for a little while. And now it's biting me right in the stomach. But that's what's going on. I think things are getting better. Oh my god, what are we going to talk about once all this is over? I hope it's not one of those Louisiana, like in Louisiana, if you go to pretty much any grocery store, at least down here in Chalmette. I mean, I've heard it elsewhere though too, like if I'm in the city shopping or something. Not shopping, my therapist is right by a really nice grocery store, so I go and get some mortadella. Oh my god, I love mortadella. I am just, my stomach hurts so much and I would eat mortadella right now, just out of the pack. When you're around like the city, when you're out, whatever, you will inevitably, every single time, doesn't matter what time of year it is, doesn't matter what time of day it is, doesn't matter if it's a holiday, if it's a weekend, someone, somewhere, will mention two things. They will mention, actually it's three things. Let me rephrase that just to be fair. They will either mention, in order of them happening, I already forgot what one of them was. Oh my god. Maybe it was only two things. In order of them happening, the hurricane, they will mention Katrina in some capacity. Like, oh yeah, y'all are out of chicken breast? Yeah, I couldn't find them during Katrina either. And I'm like, dude, that was 15 years ago. You still talking about it? Or they will mention that one time we won the Super Bowl. Like, oh man, I gotta get some spaghetti sauce, but they don't have the brand I want. And I don't know if I should get this other brand because we ate the other one when the Saints won the Super Bowl. And I'm like, oh my God, shut up. That was literally 10 years ago. So I feel like the coronavirus is going to be one of those things where you're going to be walking around the grocery store and somebody's going to be like, oh man. Which, I mean, I get that. This is something like we're going to talk about forever. I mean, I've been talking about it for the past 15 videos, so. But yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's just, it's like I get the Saints thing because, like, I mean, football is just everything down here. But, like, can we get a break from the Katrina stuff for a little while? Alright, so I can already tell this is going to make a much bigger wreath. Is it, though? It's only 19 inches. What am I doing? Oh, no, I guess it's... Alright, well, anyway. I'm going to jump up right here. Trying to conserve as much mesh as I can. And instead of cable tying it, I'm just going to put it in this first pipe cleaner and know that I have to end in this same pipe cleaner. We don't talk about 9/11 that much, though. I think that because that was just like, that didn't affect us locally, and it's just too much to talk about. I almost feel like sometimes like bringing that up in, well, I guess not really here, but I mean, if I was in New York or something, I don't think that's something that I would feel like good about bringing up. Ugh, so many horrible things have happened, and yet we're still here. Most of us are still here. I'm looking at this roll to my left and thinking maybe I made a miscalculation. I mean, that would be typical. I said, what are you guys thinking about the camera? I told my mom yesterday, I was like, I don't think I like the camera. And she's like, oh God. Because I've literally been talking about, not this specific camera, I was like, I just need a new camera. My videos look so bad. Like, they really do. They just look, I mean, they look bad. So she's like, what's wrong with it? I said, no, it's nothing. Like, the videos come out of the camera looking so good. I said, and, you know, I thought the files might be too big for my computer to handle when I'm editing them, but I said, it's fine. And, you know, it takes a little bit longer. I said, but the rendering, the video before this, well, the video I filmed before this, I got it down to 30 minutes, and it was 3 hours, so it's like an hour for 10 minutes. So if I post a video that's 120 minutes long, which I'm only using that because the one I'm editing right now is an hour and 20 minutes long, but it was shot on my old camera. You know, like a full craft with me video, that's going to take 12 hours, right? I mean, I know that math is right. I don't know about this math, but... I just need a new computer, and is that not the worst thing? Especially my hard drive, my external hard drive that I use to like pulled all my extra stuff, or like my backup hard drive. It's been broken forever. And I realized they're probably like 20 bucks and I should just buy a new one. But I need the stuff that's on that one. And I also need the stuff that's on my computer to move to a new one. So when I get a new computer, I can transfer everything, and it's just like, oh god, that's such a pain. It'll be worth it. Especially if it knocks those rendering times down a little, which I can't imagine why it wouldn't. And I'm anxious because I still don't have my stimulus check. Not anxious, like I'm not gonna starve. You know, my mom would not let that happen. And just could use some extra money. I mean, but we all could use extra money. Who has ever like, oh no, I don't need that extra money. Although I did read this article about people that were donating their checks to like helping families of healthcare workers or healthcare workers or something. I was like, that, like I would love to be able to be financially secure enough to do something like that. I just think that is great. Very noble. I hope we're almost done because I'm almost to the end of this roll. I think I figured that I should have like 20 something inches left minus what I tied off on in the beginning, what I jumped to the long pipe cleaners with, and what I'm going to have to tie off with at the end. So, uh-oh. Oh, this is it, right? Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna cut this. You know, give myself a couple of inches. Push it to the back. There, and I have thoughts on this one already, so. Oh, my glue is almost melted. I need a big glue pot. But I like this one because it's so little and I can hold it in my hand. Like it's a little baby filled with hot glue. Now that's something we should try. I'm going to go on Shark Tank with that. I'm like, it's a baby, but it's filled with hot glue. What do you think? Who wants to invest? Push that in so it doesn't scratch anyone's door, and then push that in because it's just a mess. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This one is gonna be much easier to poof out. Right, first of all, I can still see the frame, which, I mean, I have no idea what I'm putting on here. I don't even have any ribbons that match this that I know of off my hand. I mean, I'm sure there's some in a box somewhere that I can make work. But if this was a thicker mesh, it would be no problem. I actually I think I have a roll of red and white that's pretty solid. I might try that, but I'm so over red and white Christmas wreath right now. Okay, so that's getting a nice size on it. And do not worry, friends, my math was in fact correct. Or it was incorrect and I just lucked out. I don't know. I feel like watching all the Harry Potter movies. I keep saying that. You'd think that like when I'm supposed to be on bed rest, not doing anything, that's exactly what I'd be doing, but oh my god, it's so boring. Just laying there. Need to clarify, I'm like not supposed to be on bed rest like complete, do not get out of bed except to go to the bathroom and eat. I'm just supposed to be able to be resting and not straining my abdominal muscles, which who even thought I had those? Not me for sure. But I guess they're hidden somewhere underneath everything, all the fluff. Okay, did I fluff that out of the way? Speaking of fluff. So, let me move it, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. Because you know, sometimes they get twisted around. Yeah, everything looks right. I like this better than 21 inch immediately. I like it better because that one was just, it was like a bubble wreath, like it was packed so tight. This one, I can still see the frame, but usually when I'm done with a wreath, you can't even see the mesh, so even if you can see the frame now, I don't think you would be able to see that when I'm done. But the other reason I wanted to use this mesh, yeah, it looks good. Not just because I had it, but I gotta grab this thing on the side of me. I got 12 of these garlands. You know, my friend Michelle went and got me some Michael's grab bags, and she got this, and there were 12 of them. And it is, I mean, it's a, I think it's like a 9-foot piece of garland. And I was like, what am I gonna do with that? But you know what? It was $4 for 12 pieces, so let's just assume that I am going to just put it in everything I can. And I know I can put it in this because this kind of greeny blue matches that kind of greeny blue. And I wonder if it's sold because these things just come off so easily. Like when I have them all hanging on the wall behind me, and I was taking them down, they were just like falling all over the place. I'm hoping there's 24 pieces on here. Okay, and now there's these little berries, but I don't know that I want that right now, so we'll see. I don't have the air on because my white noise in the background when I go to edit the audio is just like, and it's so loud, and I'm just like, I need to not have the air on, which it's cool though today. It's just the air is always on. Because that's who I am. Alright. So, let's move these up here. Put you back where you belong. Put you back where you belong. Are you guys proud of me for like having a little thing over here so there's not crap everywhere? I'm proud of me. And the glue is actually melted today, so that's good. I want to put these in here. I feel like I have this one over here. Did I? So I'm just gluing these on here. I mean, now I wish I had kind of left all the pipe cleaners on, but they're gonna be fine. I think I'm gonna go just around the outside first because I don't want to accidentally miss anything. And they're all going in the same direction. I'm not gonna switch them up or anything. And I'm putting it in the pipe cleaner on the longer ones. Does anybody have any movie recommendations? I watched a bunch of foreign films, which I never do because I can't sit there and read a movie. I just want to I want to be able to watch while I'm doing something else with my hand. Not that I need my hands to read, but I can't read and make something and watch a movie at the same time, you know? Okay, I forgot to show you guys. This is how much mesh I have left. So, 14 inches. Something thicker maybe next time. But you can get away with 14 inches, and that is a nice... These things look ridiculous in here because they're just like flopping around, but there you go. And if you want a little bit more mesh in the middle, you could always turn that into another poof and, you know, get it in there if you don't like the holes, but that doesn't bother me. Alright. So, I cut some gold ribbon because I realized I need a little bit more coverage, and I started cutting this ribbon. I actually cut all of it. And, no, that's a terrible, this is a terrible dovetail too, but look. Just me touching it like this. I don't want to put that in a wreath. So, I'm either going to put them in like this. It's just a little loop, and then put the gold on top. Or, I'm not using them at all, but I cut them all already, so I feel like I kind of have to. They're not really going to show too much, but at least they'll be put to use. And I like ribbon like this where it's like, it's not going to unravel because it's just plastic. Like this in the middle and these coming out. It's going to be a loud wreath. here. I'm gonna take one of my little, oh, here we go again, when I'm being able to get these things off. Take a little ball. Can you go in there though? No? That's kind of the look I'm going for. Good? What do we think? No, yes, maybe. Grab my handy stapler here. Oh, I don't know what is going on with me, y'all. I feel so bad. I'm too restless to not do anything. Let's go behind here, yeah. I'm like too restless to not do anything. There's nothing to do. I mean, there's plenty for me to do, but it's like every time I start to do something, I'm like, oh man, I feel terrible. Because something hurts, or now my stomach hurts again. There's no way I got the norovirus again. Like, it's just, I don't know how that would happen, but, you know, stranger things have happened. I just don't want to eat, and then, like, I eat, and I feel better, and I'm like, oh, okay, good, I ate, and I feel better. But then it doesn't last very long. I don't know. I'm like, oh, well, I felt better for like an hour. Or I eat and I throw up and then I feel amazing. And I don't want, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm just like, I don't enjoy that. I don't think many people do, but if I can avoid it, I'm gonna try to avoid it. Okay, I went in and put all my ties in because, let's face it, nobody needs to see that more than a couple times. And I'm going to glue in the rest of my little ornaments. So it's Saturday now. My mom and I went off to do our weekly run-through of hell, you know, Walmart. And now she just left to go get lunch. And the dog is crying like a small baby. It's okay, he's coming back. He don't know what's going on. He don't know why she left. She left because you're bad. Oh, you think that's why? Because he doesn't believe that. Can we just get on here? There we go. So yeah, Walmart this morning. Super fun. I don't know if people there are just like willfully ignorant or what. There's an arrow on the ground. There is an arrow. if I point that way, which way should you walk? Which way? Where am I pointing to? Am I pointing to me? No, I'm pointing this way, so go this way. I don't know what I watched last night. Something stupid, probably. Probably just. Hello? Hello?
Adam, my tire is going flat. Can you come? I'm coming back.
Okay.
To get you. I'm going to come get you. Can you go to the racetrack with me and fill it up?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, and it's really low.
Alright, you think that's what the sound was?
Huh?
You think that's what the sound was?
I have no idea, but it's really low. So
Right.
I don't know. I'm turning on you for one now.
Alright, I'll meet you outside.
Alright, bye.
Alright. Oh, I'll be right back. Okay, so after being so rudely interrupted, I am back. And I have saved my mom, who doesn't know how to put gas in a tire. Or air in a tire. She definitely doesn't know how to put gas in a tire. Alright, my bow is on. It's trimmed. It's fluffed. It's ready to go. I think. Alright, so I want that down here. It kind of blends in. Which, what you gonna do? But I don't think that's gonna help with not blending in. Alright, so next step is I'm just gonna leave these on here, the little tabby deals. Since I have these in every spot where I have ribbons, I think I'm just gonna kind of place the other ones around. This is from that, I think with the Martha Stewart ornaments. This is a nice gold though. I'm super particular about golds, I don't know why. This one right here. have one more, which we will shove right here. So one right there. One out here. Is this one not even stuck on anything? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Burning the hell out of my finger, I know that. Okay. I think this will be good right here. What is this? This is a napkin from lunch. We also had lunch. I don't know what happened with the car. It's like we were driving back from Walmart and we heard this huge like sound and we were both like, that truck next to us just made a bunch of noise, and I was like, what was it, the car? She said, I don't think so. Like, we didn't feel anything, but the tire, when I went to go fill it, it was at 9, was it 9 like PSI, and it's supposed to be at 38. So yeah. Alright, so let's turn this again. I need to get this more Christmassy looking and less Easter looking. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but alright, so I have my little candies that I made. I have them in purple, blue, and pink because those are the colors that are in the mesh, which you can, I mean, it's so thin. The mesh is so thin. This blue is a little bright, but I think it'll play nicely with everything else. So I definitely want to put the big ones on here first. In some sort of a triangle, but let's see. Should I stand up for this? Ow! I can still see too much of the wreath frame. Alright, so we want like one here, and one over here. I think I'm gonna want this one here. Yeah, so somewhere in that general vicinity. And I painted these edges. They're not as white as these edges, obviously. I mean, they would have been if I put another coat on them, but I knew that you weren't really going to see that, so. Getting a nice hunk of glue on the back. And definitely angling these down because the backs aren't finished. Which, you want to finish them, I mean, I knew nobody was going to see it unless you go in there and you flip the thing over and look at it. Okay, and another thing I'm going to throw in are just some of the, I got these from Michael's last year. I think I paid like, what was the year before that? Maybe it was this year, I don't know. I'm just pulling these apart because I want the full length. Yeah.
In here.
So come tell me what you think before I stop the video. No.
Can you hold it up? Oh yeah.
This is smashed, but it's always smashed.
Yeah.
You
They turned out
hate
good.
these, though.
I hate those.
Yeah, I knew you would hate those. I
But
need
that's
another
okay.
one like up here.
Huh?
I need another one like up here.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but that's okay.
But it was looking too still Eastery.
Okay, so now it's woodsy.
Yeah, it's like a Tinkerbell, a sugarplum fairy wreath.
There
like,
you go.
I sell it to the sugarplum.
Ah.
Alright guys, that's it. I'm gonna go get some pictures of this outside. Once the sun goes down a little bit and it's not killing me to go outside. But yeah, that's cute. It's kind of what I was going for. I wish these were lighter, obviously. And I wish I knew where that other pink one was, but I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference.
It's not on top. You said on top.
Well, I'll probably just knock it off somewhere. I don't know. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye.